privilege. This love is so ideal. I'm honored to be in it. I know you feel the same. I see it every day. And all the
For the
things
very
you
first
do,
time,
and all the
Mr.
things you
and
say.
Mrs.
You are
Hill.
my rock. Baby, you're the truth. You are my rock. I love to rock with you. You are my rock. You're everything.
Hi, I'm Ty,
I'm Cedric.
and welcome to our YouTube channel. We are The Hills. You may have known us from before. We got married March 2018, and we actually practiced the wait, and our story went viral. So now we decided to start a YouTube channel to share about our journey and to also share about faith, family, and love.
So today we're going to do a Q&A to give you a little insight about what happened, how we met and stuff like that, to let you know a little bit more about us and what our YouTube channel is going to be about, what we're going to be talking about. I think it's going to be great and exciting. So we're excited to start this journey to let other people know that it is great to wait. It's great to wait for that person that God has for you. So join us as we go along on this journey and try to help others find their soulmate so they can also have a happy life.
Yes. All right.
So we're gonna start with our Q&A, and I'll start with the first question. The first question is, how did we meet? We met at Tarpon Springs High School. I was working there, Ty was doing an intern there, and Ty was at the school before I even, got there, and it so happened that she stopped by the classroom one day, stuck her head in, and I was like, whoa. I'm like, okay, who was that? Who was that young lady? And I was asking my students and trying to find out, and one of the students ended up having to be her cousin. And I was like, hey, I need you to get me her information. And so I hit her up on Facebook, and once she got that, she hit me back, and then we started conversing and we talked. We met again at the school, and we began, to talk again, and then the energy was wonderful, and we began to just talk more, and it was great. So, I'm glad that she peeked her head in that day so I could find my queen finally.
Yes.
You have anything to add to it?
No, that's kind of just what happened. And I was at a point in my life, in my journey of practicing abstinence, that I was like, Lord, did you forget about me? Like, where are you? The wait was starting to get so long. I was, at that point when I met Cedric, I had been practicing abstinence for 5 years. And so I just want to know, like, God, like, where are you? It was just beginning to be a lot, and everything just happened so smoothly. Like, I knew it was all him, and I'm just so grateful that he allowed us to meet and allow our paths to cross the way he did.
Yes. So, moving on to our next question. Did you live together before marriage, and do you advise it? You want to answer this?
So, Cedric and I didn't live together before marriage. I was actually, after my last relationship, I decided to move home with my parents and work on me. And so during that time, I went back to school. I got my master's. I worked on my weight loss journey. I just worked on me as a whole. So I was living at home at the time when I met Cedric. And because we decided to practice abstinence until marriage, and follow Christ for our life, we did stay separate until marriage. So once we got married, I then moved in with Cedric in his place, and that's how that happened.
Right. The question asks, do we advise it? I say, until you get married, because sometimes you can move in, you can play house, and you can do all that things, and sometimes that is a trigger to where, it doesn't work out the way you wanted it to. So by us being away from each other, it allowed her and myself we missed each other. We wanted to be around each other more, and it allowed us to see certain things about each other. So for us, it was just like, at first it was like, living apart, but then we began to see the more important thing about, getting married and, not playing house and not, doing things before we got married. I know some people say it's old fashioned, but I believe That's a way to do it, so you don't have any mistakes, so you don't, get into something, find out some things, and then you say, okay, I don't want that, because you don't get to see exactly who that person is.
Right.
So, I mean, if you say, do I advise it? I don't advise you to move together until you get married, until you know that that's truly who I want to be with, because we've all been in relationships and we've been in some that didn't work out because we moved a little too fast. We did some things before we got married, and we've seen that I guess that's all you wanted maybe. So yes, I advise that you get married first and move in, and I promise you it'll be much better.
Yes, much better. All right. Question number 4. What is the best part about being together? I just love my husband. His heart is so big. Like, that was the first thing that attracted me to him, was his heart. I could see that his heart was very pure. I love that. So he's from Georgia. He's from Valdosta, Georgia, and he has that whole Southern charm. And like, I just love it. He takes care of me. In our household, it's not about the woman does everything. No, we share responsibilities. Like, he cooks, he cleans, he does laundry, and that's what I love most about our relationship and about our marriage, is that it's like shared responsibilities, and we take care of each other, and that's what I love most about it.
Yes, I mean, my wife, she's amazing. She goes above and beyond. I knew that when my son came about and she stepped in as a role as going to be a stepmom, she took him under her wing as if she pushed him out. And I knew then, I was like, okay, I have a wife, because we was already dating and we was going in. And that time was coming up to where, okay, do I ask the question? And that summer, she showed me everything that I needed to know about her with my son. And I was just like, that's it. I mean, she, we have a daughter now, and I just love the connection that she has with our daughter and the things she do. So she, she's from Florida, here in Tarpon Springs, and I lived in Florida, so being from Georgia, and she's got a little country in her a little bit too, so we kind of connect a lot. So I just love her love for me. She has a big heart. She's talking about me. She has a big heart. She's friendly. She's nice. She's nicer than I am. I'm nice, but she's nice. So she but she has a really big heart, and she has some great influential people around her to teach her how to help others, take care for others, and care for other people. I've seen a lot of people care for people, but the way she cares for people and do things for people, she goes out of her way to do a lot of stuff for people, for our family, and I appreciate that. So, I'm just blessed that God brought me a queen like this, and somebody that can help me in my hard times and help me out. So, it was destined to be. So, yes. So, yeah. I love you too. So, our next question. We're gonna throw a monkey wrench in it, okay? Where is it at? What does your spouse do that annoys you? Okay. I'm gonna start. All right, let me start.
OMG.
Okay. I can't stand people that snore.
Oh, Cedric, you gonna put me out there like that?
Yes, because my wife, I love her to death. But she snores. And man, sometimes I get up and go to the other room or the living room. Sometimes I'm just like, come on, man. That and indecisiveness. Oh, God. She can't make up her mind if she want to eat this. She can't make up her mind if she want to put on the blue dress, the green dress, or the black dress. She can't decide if she want to pick up the fork, spoon, or the knife. I'm just like, come on.
I can't help it.
But I love it. God. But those are two things for me that it just annoys me sometimes. Just snoring, and then she's indecisive sometimes about when we're going places. And so if you ever invite her somewhere and we're late, it's not me.
Yes, sometimes.
Me.
Don't all blame it all on me. Sometimes it is you. Yes.
Okay, well, 2% of the time.
Oh my goodness.
2% of the time. All right,
wow. So when it comes to Cedric, the only thing that annoys me is like if he don't clean up behind himself. So like I like everything nice and tidy. And don't get me wrong, he does clean and everything, but sometimes he don't put the iron away right away, or clean off the counter, or clean Cali bottles or something like that. It annoys me. And so I have to go back and say, Cedric, why didn't you clean this or do this or whatever? But you know, it's good. It's good. We've came to the point now. We've been married for 2 years now, and so we kind of got each other down pat. But it is things that we still learning about each other, that I'm learning about him, and that he's learning about me, which is also good.
Yes.
But that was one pet peeve of mine.
Yeah, I mean, and within, you know, just things in a relationship that, you know, that things annoy you about. But I always say, you know, in a relationship, if you're learning something every day about a person, then that's how your relationship continues to grow. That's how your relationship continues to rise, because you're supposed to learn something about a person just about every day, because we don't know everything about each other. Just being honest, some people will go to our graves not knowing every single thing about a person, and that's just life, you know, because some things people don't want you to know, whether you're married or not, you know. But you learn these things about people every day, each other every day, and that's the beauty of it, because it might have been something that she might twitch her hand when she get ready to do something that I didn't notice, and it's like, whoa, I didn't know she did that, or something that I did that she didn't know that. So getting to know that person on a daily basis is great for your relationship. You have to keep it spiced up. You have to keep it going. You have to do these things, you know, in order to keep the relationship fresh.
And it's just one other thing that, you know, piggyback off of what Cedric said, it's just the little things that mean so much. Like, for instance, this past Sunday, Cedric asked what I was eating for breakfast because we were trying to get out the door to go to church. And I just said I'm having my lemon water, cleansing water or whatever. And I went into the kitchen to go make the water, and it's already prepared. You know, and that happens like all the time, like little things that just mean so much. And that just make me more and more grateful for him and love him that much more, because it's the small things that just mean the most to me, you know? And so.
And we, you know, and we both, you know, do certain things, you know, like for Father's Day, you know, just what she does, what she, you know, done, you know, getting cars and stuff, you know, for the kids for me, and gifts, and, you know, getting the shirt that I wanted. Just small things for me. She know me, I'm a very simple person that, you know, small things matter to me. You know, if you said, hey, I bought you some Skittles and a Gatorade, I appreciate that, and I smile just like you gave me $1 million, because for me, it's the smaller things in life that matter. So, yeah, like I said, you know, just keeping the relationship fresh and renewed, doing the small things, it counts.
I agree.
All right, so moving to our next question, number 5. Is it hard finding balance with being married and spending time with God? I'll say I don't think it's hard. It can be hard first when you first get married and you're into the, you know, love, and you care about you get paying the honeymoon, and you doing all this stuff like that. So we're gonna live our best life and stuff. You can kind of get away from some of your routines and things that you do, but you know, you come back to it. So finding that balance in between marriage and God for us is not hard, because that's who we hold ahead of our life. So we know without him, this is not possible without him. Some of the things that we, you know, desire to do and have, we may not have. So finding that balance for us is not as hard, because that's who I lean on. That's who we lean on through hard times, you know, when we're going through. For other people, it may be hard for you to find that balance, but you have to find some type of balance where you're acknowledging God, giving him some time as you're giving your spouse time as well.
That's it. And that's why it's important to be equally yoked. When you're equally yoked, you know, you can share and read God's word and praise him, come to church together, you know, so that's what makes it kind of easy, because we're both on the same page. I could see it being a problem if we both weren't on the same page, if Cedric, you know, wasn't ready to come to church or praise God or give God some of his time, and I was ready, you know, it would be a small struggle there. But because we are both in tune with God and you know, we love God. Our church is Cathedral of Faith and Action Ministries. We're Pastor Sonia Fisher, Bishop Ruzon is our pastors. So we know without God, like Cedric said, we're nothing. And we wouldn't even be in this position right now. And when it came to me practicing celibacy and everything, that's who gets all the praise. That's who gets all the glory. And that's who I was doing it for my love, my faith, and my connection with him. And because of that, I was able to, you know, bring my husband in. And, you know, if we want to just be honest, when we first got together, Cedric didn't even know if, you know, he believed in Jesus. And so we had to go through that. And when he told me that, I was like, I don't know if he the man for me, you know. So just being honest. And then he was able to come to church with me and, you know, just begin to see where he lost his way along the way. And it's been great ever since. You know, I'll let him share more on that.
Oh, I mean, you know, at that time, sometimes in life you go down dark paths, you go down, you know, hard roads, and at that time, you know, just, you know, I studied things for myself and try to find out understandings for myself, and it was just some things that I took and I kind of looked at it the wrong way, and I didn't really get all the information I needed. So I viewed some things different, and as I was telling her, she was just like, you know, I don't know about that. Because again, sometimes when we've been told something for all our life, you know, we stick to it, we stick by it, but don't try to find out the meaning of it. We don't try to find it out for ourselves. It's because granddaddy told us, grandma told us, mama told us, daddy told us. And just because they told you doesn't mean that it was right. It's because that's what they was taught. So if you don't find out understanding for yourself, then you'll be lost. And so I was to a point, like, I never forgot about God, and I knew. I always remember that God was ahead of my life, but I kind of strayed away because I was just doing my thing. I was trying to do it. Cedric was trying to do it. But once I began to get back and pray and ask God, hey, I need your guidance, and then he started to guide me in the right direction, that it turned my life around. It turned things around for me, not just in just marriage, but it just turned me around, period. Because I was heading down a road that I might not be sitting before you today, just being honest. So doing that, I'm able now to sit back and now encourage other people to, you know, and that's why we love that we're doing this channel, because we're not perfect
at all.
Okay, so I'm not perfect. We're not perfect. But we're people that are trying to go in the right direction, and we just want to bring some people along with us, especially in marriage, and let you know that marriage is great. You know, it is great as you make it. You know, some people marry for 30 and divorce. You know, hey, you know, but other people stay together for 50 and 60 years, and they just go through it. So being married, you know, it's going to be some tough times, but you have to find a way to battle through. But
so most importantly, God
you know,
is
you have to have him in the center, right there with you, because you can't trust man, you can't trust woman to do it, because they let you down every time. Just being honest, but God never lets you down. Okay, he never lets you down, and he picks you back up from where you failed at. So
right. Amen. Yes. To know him is to love him.